Oh,
All right, we are live.
hi,
Woo.
everyone.
I'm
Hey.
I'm I'm gonna go check my Facebook to make sure it's on there. Y'all see it yet?
I'm about to go check right now.
Okay.
Yes, we are on live and in color. Let's go.
You said hit share
Yeah, just hit share.
and hit share now. Well,
Friends.
how I'm gonna see it if I hit share? It won't show me the things.
You have to go back. Then you have to go back to your
I
page.
got it. I got it. I got it.
You got it. Okay.
So the one that
Make sure y'all put it on silent.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Oh, let me take that off. So,
that way. So which can be.
Lord.
Rain Outreach Team is coming to you live. Range
What's
Outreach Team is coming to you live. Is this thing on? Is it recording? Is it recording? Can I see it? I see the white dot. Oh, that means we are on and in color. Shout out to T.S. Madison.
Okay. Big vibes, okay?
So before we get into our topics, I want to definitely go ahead and introduce everybody. We have Mother on the line, Miss Patrice. She is our peer outreach. I'm sorry, she is. Wow, she is our prep case manager. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Patrice.
I am the prevention prep case manager. What I do is help people get on to prep medication and also offer case management services. So if they need anything as far as trying to find a job, trying to help get housing, trying to finish school, anything as well as food, transportation that helps to keep them from engaging in risky lifestyle behaviors, as well as, just being that person that's there in their corner when they need it.
Thank you for that, Patrice.
You're welcome.
All right, that's Miss Mother. Next, we have
I
Bryce.
that.
Next, we have Bryce. Bryce is part of our outreach team as well. He's also my counterpart in EIS. Can you tell him a little bit about yourself, Bryce?
Hey everybody, I'm Bryce. I'm the parenting specialist at Rain. So what I do is that I get positive people who've been out of care for 6 months or more, and I get them laid back into care. Or if you're newly diagnosed, I get you into care within 2 to 3 weeks. I hear the case manager will follow you for a year and help you build the confidence so you can continue your health care on your own, and just here to support you in any way possibly that I can.
Yes.
Thank you, Bryce. So next we have the infamous Sean Buddha Panda, whatever he's going by today.
Right, okay.
He is our peer outreach specialist. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ray Shine. I am the PRV specialist here with Brain and with Crew. Pretty much what I do is I go out in the community advocating and educating about healthy sex and healthy sex practices. I also deal with substance use, peer outreach groups, mental health groups, anything of that sort. I kind of just go in and help out in that area as well, making sure I'm staying in the community and being a positive impact too. So
Thank you for that.
And last but
And
not
oh, okay, they're gonna give me an introduction, Chad.
what's she say?
last but not least, our fun and leader. Give it to the leader. Jonathan Wilson.
Hey everyone, welcome to our live. So before we really dive into our topics for today, I do want to
You
start
gotta
off with
talk
that
about you.
advertisement. Oh, I'm Patrice gonna. I hate I hate being on the spot.
I
Um,
know.
um, but I do a little bit of a lot. But my primary position would be alongside with Bryce, which is going out into the community, looking for people who are out of care, linking them back into care, and following them for a year. We have built a curriculum that it is special to that particular population, and helping them, maintain their health care and guiding them along the healthcare continuum. So that's pretty much what me and Bryce does. Um, so before we dive into topics today, I want to start off by saying we do collectively all work together to do outreach. We got some special things that we're doing right now. That's one of those special things would be our focus groups. I'm conducting a focus group to Black MSM. Black MSM stands for gay Black men, or men that have sex with men. We're looking to engage, or we're looking to find out what they think about PrEP. Remember, the focus group is not to convince you to be on PrEP, but I want to know the reason why you're not on PrEP. What do you think about it? How do your family think about it? What is your everyday lifestyle to prevent you from being on it, or to get you on it? So it's a whole bunch of different questions that we're going to ask. It's more so of a conversation than a question and answer type thing. And the purpose of that is we're looking to build interventions that work for our community, that work for people that look like me, people that look like you. A lot of times, historically, the interventions that have been built to engage our people has been made by white people. White people sitting behind the desk that don't really know what we need to kind of keep us engaged. I think that this particular event is special because it allowed us to kind of shape what that looked like and how that looks. So that's why it's important for all of you guys to come and be involved in that conversation. It is literally you creating an intervention for your community. So we want as much participation as possible to so that we can try to get the intervention right, and let it be effective for our community. So you can hit either one of us up, myself, Patrice, Bryce, or Sean, if you are interested in being a part of that conversation. There have not been a date or a time set because I wanted to get your feedback on when you want to meet, when it's convenient for you. So that once we got names, we can kind of collectively kind of do a poll and get that set up through Zoom call. On the flip side of that, we also have in-depth interviews for that same program. So the in-depth interviews is to talk with individuals that are currently on PrEP or have taken PrEP before and stopped taking it. So and it's pretty much the same concept, but because you're on PrEP, we want to know why, how, and why is it working for you? So that's pretty much the conversation that we're looking to have with the individuals that are on PrEP. And that one is more so a one-on-one. We're engaging you one-on-one to have a little bit more up close and personal conversation with you. Again, it's not just a question and answer type thing. It's a conversation piece. So be open and honest and as candid as possible so that we can create the interventions to help better our people. My people, your people, us people. We all in here. So I wanted to definitely touch up on those two. I wanted to also touch up on AIDS Walk, which is happening the whole month of May. I am personally saying that May is the month of walking and supporting RAIN. And anybody that is currently living with HIV or have died with AIDS or HIV complications in the past. So we want to make sure that we continue to lift those people up, those families up, and try to support as much as we can individuals that are currently still living with HIV. So please feel free to still donate. We're still accepting donations, and feel free to get outside in your own neighborhood and walk. We definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I'm not going to continue on because I can go on and on and on and talk for days when I'm not nervous, Patrice. That's an insider. But I'm going to pass it off to Patrice because Patrice will be moderating the conversation today.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully this will be a good topic today. It's something that I found to be quite fascinating, and I see it in every possible relationship. So today's topic is called the Madonna Whore Complex. The Madonna Whore Complex stems from a man who has who will sleep with and has a lust for a sexual and beautiful woman, but he will never respect her in the wife role. Yet he may possess passionate and contradictory feelings. He may also be in love with her, but he will never marry her. But because he will also always look for a good girl, someone who is usually sexually cold and frigid, but for example, is a good wife, does domestic things, cooking, cleaning, homemaking, and being proper and pure. That's who they want to have their children. You also have it where some people, once they're in a relationship, some men feel like since their wife has their children, they can no longer have a fulfilling sex life with them because they only want to do it missionary style or in something that is respectful. Okay. What do you guys think about that? Have you seen that in your dichotomy?
Definitely, I
I
have
do
seen.
think that.
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
I do think that it is something that goes deeper into what you just said too. A lot of times, I hear things like a lot of men cheat, or most men cheat, or all men cheat. And when I think about a cheating spouse or a cheating male, I your that conversation and this topic pops up in my head only because there are fantasies that I do think that a man would like to do that he wouldn't want to do to his wife. So I think to offset that disrespecting his wife, so quote unquote, he does it to a person that he doesn't really care for, or it doesn't mean for it. Not saying that's always the case, but I do think that that kind of plays into that whole why men cheat type situation as well. So
I
Um,
definitely see it
go ahead,
as
Brian.
a. I definitely see it as a thing about image and presentation to the world, because people do judge you based on who your spouse is and who you present your spouse to the world to. So I really feel like I've seen a lot of times when people talk about, so you guys are worshiping, like women are worshiping Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, but they need to be like Aisha Curry, and they don't marry a woman that's like Aisha Curry, but they'll still cheat on their wives with who they tell their wife not to be, which is Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B. So I also feel like people do that because of if I was to say, let's say if I married a Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, who I feel important in my life will judge me based off me marrying them, because people know their sexual exploits. So I also feel like it's more of a thing about, this is who my wife is, so I can present her to the world, so we can seem like we're this classy. She's this classy and most upkept, pristine person.
See, then I'm on the
Sean?
neutral, the neutral end of the gig, because I feel like if, like how Bryce said, if I was to date a female that is a Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion type, going into it with the mentality that I have as a man, I'm thinking that she's supposed to be whole and pure, and she's not supposed to have uh, multiple partners before me or whatever the case may be, because she's supposed to be saving her body for me, this that, and the third. That would have been the mentality of the situation going into it. But knowing what I'm putting getting myself into, knowing that this girl is, she's a hot girl, like she probably gets around. She probably really doesn't really want to be married the same way that I do. Um, she
Is
may
that
feel
not
some
an
way totally,
assumption?
completely different, huh?
Is that not an assumption?
It could be. It could be.
I think that at the center of this particular complex, um, men are not able to integrate the dualism of women, though each and every female is fully capable of being both sides and doing both things. Men have the biggest challenge resolving both in the same woman. That
Mm-hmm.
way, and it makes it so that the aspects of the female must be regulated into either a Madonna or whore or black or white, when it really doesn't have to be like that. And this is not a dichotomy that is simply for heterosexual relationships. Let's make that very clear. You will see this in same-sex marriages as well, simply because when a lot of people, like you said, Sean, when you have somebody that you want to present to the world, or somebody that you love, or somebody that you respect, then you want to put them on a pedestal. And in putting them on that pedestal, a lot of people take away their sexuality or their sexual power because they feel like on that pedestal they can't be touched, they can't be tarnished, stuff like that. Thoughts, question,
Do
answer?
you think that's only for same-sex couples that follow heteronormative roles? So
No.
what if? So it could be for heterosexual couple, because like I once had a friend that was dating a guy, and he told him that he wanted him to start doing his wifely duties because the guy was the top and he was the bottom. So it's kind of like, what you mean? You want me I'm still a man. but you want me to do my wifely duty. So it's like, I feel like the reason why I asked that was I feel like, do you think that's only for same-sex couples that follow heteronormative rules?
I don't think so, but I think a lot of couples, gay or straight, have this societal norm. Look at how a couple is supposed to run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a friend who says, I'm Tarzan and she's Jane. So whatever I say goes, and she should do that, which I think is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But just like a lot of people, when they look at a gay couple, they tend to ask who's the top and who's the bottom, and they
Oh, who's
assume
the husband and who's the wife?
right,
Right.
and then they assume that the top is the masculine one and the bottom is the feminine one. Typically, it doesn't even matter any of that. This particular dichotomy has nothing to do with really male or female when you get all the way down to it. That's why I really would like to change the title of it to Saints and Sinners, because everybody wants that saint, pure person that they're like, this is the person that I'm with. Aren't they wonderful? They have this, they got this money, they got this job, blah, 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 blah. Whereas when you go to the club and you out on Adam for Adam or Grindr or on the chat line, you're not looking for no fucking saint. You're not looking for that person who's saying, I'm just on here looking for someone I can be friends with.
Oh,
No,
girl,
baby.
bye. You know why I'm
I'm
here.
so lonely. I just want to, and I just moved to town. Nobody's looking for that on the chat line. Okay.
I wanted to ask a
Nobody.
question on the lines of the word whore itself.
So do you think that stems from something within yourself or something that's being taught to you? Because if I'm dating somebody and he fucked all my friends, I'm gonna feel a way about it.
Well, I mean, so that therein lies the crux. You know what I'm saying? Is it respectful to be doing, to take a part of this where you feel like your partner or your husband or wife is this golden child? So instead of telling him or her that you want to be tied up and pissed on, you'll go out and pay an escort to do these same things because you feel like it's not respectful. You know
What
what I'm
if
saying?
I
So
definitely.
is that respect to go out and find somebody else to do it? Or is
No.
it more respect to your relationship to have an open line of communication and be like, look,
Yes. Now, what if I
I
brought
do
that
think
to my
that,
partner and my partner tells me no?
but you've at least given your partner that option.
True.
right. You've
I
at
do
least had
think
the
that it does
conversation.
go back to the right. I do think that it does go back to the, like she said, the first topic that we talked about Tuesday, open lines of communication and giving your partner that option. Now, even if your partner do say no, I do think that you can take that conversation a little bit further. Babe, this is what I like. This is what I like to do. If you don't like that, maybe, would you be okay with me going out and finding it somewhere else? Or would you be okay with me? It's like, and the conversation can go either way. But what I'm saying is that here's the thing: we cannot assume that our partner is going to always say no. Like, I just kind of feel like you have to give your partner the option and let them make that choice, as opposed to you taking that step inside of your own hands and going to do what you want to do regardless. And you're hurting your partner even more by lying in all of the deceiving and stuff like that. I think that's where it kind of get mixed up at.
Do you also think that having this type of partner is also like a resemble of status? How would you say
Yes.
so?
I think that status is plays a big part in it. I mean, you gotta look at when you have, okay, for instance, there used to be a group in Charlotte that did parties. They were called Gemini Productions. Gemini Productions, when you went in there, most of the females that were in there were lighter than, because that was a status symbol. So you will see that. I mean, and a lot of people, you get this girl who was the homecoming queen, or Miss somebody, or she's a doctor or has a degree, but yet you still got her living at home raising your kids, wasting her fucking life because you want to feel like the man.
I don't like nothing about it.
Pop in, bro.
No, I had asked a question a few minutes ago. I don't know if y'all heard me. I was trying to get back to. I do.
I'm sorry.
I know you're good. I was trying to go back on the word itself, whore, within the title that we're using, in the topic, because some people will have the word whore misconstrued, and I feel like in today's time, this new generation, their definition of a whore is not what I would consider to be a whore. So I just really want to know, like, what would be you
What is
like?
their definition of a whore nowadays?
Basically, like, say for instance, if you're just talking to multiple people, not even those sexual acts. Now it's more so like, are you a hoe if you're talking to 3 people, or if you're dating around, you're a whore.
You mean normal dating behavior?
No, normal dating, yeah.
I think
Well, that's kind of why
yeah.
I want to switch it over to saints versus sinners, because that kind of gives you a little more space. And I like the topic that somebody said husbands can be freaks too. You fucking right, they can.
Hey. Okay.
But at the same time, I think that people lose. I think they just get caught up. You know, I think it becomes about your relationship dynamic. You know, if you're with someone who you love wholeheartedly, but is doing all of the things you need done, they're paying the bills, they're going to work, they're giving you this fantastic lifestyle, you're not going to be able to tie them up, pull out the whip and the chains, or just go in and say, hey, let's try some new shit tonight. That might not get you nowhere.
Might get you
And
broke
you may
up.
not even be comfortable having that conversation. Some people look at their significant other or their wives and like, you know, we got 5 kids and you're mommy. That's what they call you all day, is mommy, mommy, mommy. Then they can't see mommy being sexual.
Or what if she can't see herself being sexual anymore herself because she's a mother?
And that is also the thing. Because women, I mean, let's keep it honest, in this country are not supposed to enjoy sex. They're not supposed to be sexual creatures. They're not supposed to be any of that. They're supposed to be there simply to get married and have children and take care of the home. You're not supposed to be enjoying life, having a good time, or any of that other shit. Patriarchal society. Now, it is different in your generation, Bryce. It's not the same as it is in my generation, but we have a big difference in age. We have a big age gap.
Yeah.
It's 20 years age gap, dude.
Yeah.
So, tell me how you guys would look at that from your generational society, from your generation. How would that change?
There's some people that still trying to hold on to this whole, I can't be with somebody that's ran through, be with somebody that has a whole bunch of bodies. But I think we also come to the realization that, like, if you've been to college and you've just experienced life, you have multiple partners. So it's past the judgment of how many partners you had. It's basically about, oh, you mess with this person and I don't like them, so I can't mess with you now. Right. It's past, oh, this is your body count. It's more about who you mess with lets me know that I can't mess with you.
Because it's not the number. It's not the number. It's the people that you are involving yourself with.
It's
That's
the stereotypes of the past people. Okay.
Yep. So it's
not even that a thing.
It's the thing, because, like, what if me and Rashawn had beef and we was both messing with Adam? Rashawn messed with Adam before I did. Now I'm dating Adam. And then I'm like, oh, why you mess with him? Like, you mess with him, like, you want to come sicker than me? Like, nah, like, we can't do that. Like, you're not about to be
why would you even know that? Never mind.
Also, we live in the day and age of social media. All I gotta do is go to your Instagram and see you, my nigga.
That's it.
True.
That's it.
True.
Like, you know,
that's it.
Yeah.
It's called being
John,
in the mix. It's called being in the mix.
Yeah, cause I'm just taking all of this in because I kind of feel I understand it and I hate that because there was a time frame in my life that I considered myself as a very sexual being, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said it to say there was a time frame in my life to where, like, I had a long list of body count, and just being honest about something, and in that time frame, a lot of times it really was just about sex, right? It was just about sex. It wasn't about one relationship and things like that. So there wasn't a emotional tie to a person. It was a physical, sexual tie to that person, getting up, moving, and moving on.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would hate about my generation or the generation that is surrounding us is that just because I've had that exchange with you, I'm a sexual being, but I'm also very private. I've always been private about who I've had sex with and things like that. But just because I've had that exchange with you does not mean that we talked. It doesn't mean that we didn't talk. We had an exchange.
We established anything.
So we didn't, right. So when you go back out into the world and say that we've talked or you've said our business, you're not only talking about yourself, but you're telling my story. You're tarnishing my reputation for me, and it's not fair. So it goes along with this whole. You have somebody else may have put me on a pedestal, or my reputation may have been something else. But because I've had sex with you, and now the world knows, it takes you took away my narrative for me. You told my narrative, and it's not fair.
Is that
So that was the kind of touching what they were saying.
Is that not feeding into slut shaming though? Is that not feeding into a stereotype that just because you have sex with somebody or a lot of people that you a whore?
Yes,
it does. But see, that's the thing. We're not. It's not even focused on how many people you slept with. It's who you slept with. Like,
it doesn't matter. It's your choice. You should have the choice to be able to sleep with who you want when you want.
Yep.
If you are single, then what's
but
the
people
problem?
will judge you now based on who you slept with. Like,
I don't even care if you're single no more. If you're in a relationship and you still doing what you want to do, they still gonna still talk and still have a stigma behind it, or make it seem like people who still don't understand how to like separate the whole emotion part of it and the whole sexual part of it. Like, if it's just sex, it's just sex. Like, that's just what it is.
That's not a thing in the Bible Belt, baby. That's not accepted. We live in Jesus.
And that also goes back to like, and I want you to remember this too, because Sean, and I'm not sure about so much of Bryce, but you remember when, and Patrice, you may know this too because women have done it as well. You remember when it was a time frame, and it's probably still happening, where a person would date a person for 6 months, 8 months before they had sex with a person, right?
Right.
So me and Sean can be talking, and I'm really want to be serious with Sean. And I date Sean for 6-8 months, right? And we're talking. We haven't had sex, but I'm having sex with other people that I know that I'm not going to date. I'm just having sex. So it goes back to what Patrice was talking about in our topic, the Madonna Whore Complex, is that I got somebody that I'm pursuing and I really want to be with, and things like that. And so I want to withhold sex, but I'm still going to be getting down and dirty with everybody else.
Yeah.
But because I like this person so much, I'm not going to have sex with this person. And
this person possesses everything you got, like everything you.
Yes.
I hear a lot of women say that. I'm not gonna fuck him because I don't want to ruin it. I want him to be my boyfriend, so I'm not gonna give him none.
Well, I am not that female. I am a one night only.
Then the other dudes be like, "Well, you let me fuck? Yeah, I fucked you because I just wanted to know. Like, you never gonna be my nigga. Like, that's it.
It's never going that way. So that is crazy.
But then once the boy finds out, the boy that you actually really want to be with long term finds out that you actually did sleep with him, then he'd be like, nah. And that's how it goes. It's weird. It's like,
It's like, no.
So you still feel like there is that stigma behind sleeping with someone on the first date that automatically takes you out of the good person category and puts you into the hoe category?
No. No. If we're comfortable with each other, we both want to get down. We can get down. Like,
Rashawn, you look like you don't agree.
So okay, I'm in between because it's like it's coming off the same conversation that we just came off of. Because if I'm going into the situation with feelings, it's gonna be completely different than me going in without feelings.
No, we're talking about first dates.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if I go on the first date, if I'm going into it with feelings.
How'd that happen?
Exactly. How'd that happen?
I don't know you. Give me back my purse.
My thing is,
my
thing is when I
come with that.
Oh, go ahead.
Because there are people out here that still believe in love at first sight.
I'm one of them.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Love takes time.
Yes.
Love is something that you have to build
No,
up. I love
I
you.
I don't think so.
When I look
think
at you,
that
I want to fuck you. But for me to love you, it takes time.
it takes time. There's a such thing as lust at first sight. The
Yes.
actual love in
Mm-mm.
a fully formed and healthy love,
Takes
there's
time.
no way because you don't know that person. You can't love someone without knowing them.
No, I disagree.
I
I
disagree
think it's
too.
And that's
infatuation.
cool.
Okay,
That's
so
cool.
so this
That's a topic for
I
another
disagree.
day.
I think it's infatuation.
It is. It is. It
It's
is.
infatuation.
But
Because I can see this going left real fast.
and I wanted to go left. This makes it makes good. But one of the things that I did wanted to harp on is the whole Madonna horror complex and how it shows up inside of a homosexual relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I excuse me, was messing up, y'all. I apologize.
Do you think we have
And
different?
so I was.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bryce. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna ask you guys think we have different hierarchies of gays, like different levels of gays.
I think that people try to put that in place, but I don't think that that's real.
From the outside looking in, I would say yes.
Mm-hmm. Why?
So
pride and money.
my experience is a little unique. I have a little sister who is a trans woman, and my older sister was a lesbian. So I've seen the difference between my older sister was very political. She was on the first time out board. She was in every kind of rally. She took me to my first Who's Coming to Dinner that MAP used to do. We used to do MAP every year together. Whereas my sister is a performer. You know what I'm saying? She is an entertainer on stage. She's a makeup artist. So I was always around the club kids, the ball kids. And so I've been able to see both sides and not only how they interact with each other on their levels, but how they don't come together on, like, you will very rarely see HRC people hanging out at the bar at Scorpios
Mm-hmm.
with the club kids.
Mm-hmm.
You will see HRC people at 316 because that's their socioeconomic area.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though I don't think that one is better than the other, I do think there is different subgroups, so to say, and they don't always interact with each other.
I've been seeing lately this type of I'm gay, but I'm not that type of gay, and they're using the they're using the F word as a way to describe a gay person that's messy. So they'd be like, I'm gay, but I'm not a fag. And I've been seeing that a lot lately. Like, so I want a boyfriend, but I don't want a fag. I want a boyfriend that's like not messy, not in the mix, or be hanging out and doing all this. And my thing is, what's the difference? Is it the difference between being masculine, or is it the difference between you just not being in no drama or something? And that's what I've been seeing a lot.
Yeah, I think there's another negative stereotype. Honestly, that's what I think.
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one. I do feel like there's definitely been in the scene. There's definitely different hierarchies of being gay. I feel like a lot of times, even when you just break it down, like Patricia said, you got your barroom kids, you got your club kids, you got your kids that like to, I guess, like travel and do certain things and being out and being in every club in the mix and all that type of stuff. So, and I feel like money and pride plays a big part in it too. For some reason, collectively, we can't come together because we seem to bash one another based off of our experience of being gay. Some of us are just flamboyant, and that's just who they are as a person. That just their characteristic. You know what I mean? And some people don't get along with those type of people because they feel as though they're too flamboyant. I look more masculine, so I'll fit in with this crowd of people. So it's like that's a very touchy topic. I want to have another conversation about that because I'm glad you brought that up because it's definitely been going on and I've been seeing it a lot. And even like you just said too, Bryce, they use that word faggot to describe a lot of subjects, not even dealing just with gay people. I hear a lot of straight people even still using the word faggot around me sometimes, and I really don't take offense to it like I used to. I don't, because the only reason why, because now it's like I'll correct them. Before I didn't say nothing. I would correct before I would just
Okay.
let them say that and kind of just like didn't defend myself. But now when somebody uses
Okay.
that word, I'm like, no, like, come on now. Every like it's not giving that. It's not that. Like, don't use that word around me. You can say gay boy or something, but don't be like that word is really, really touchy. Like that make people want to
Right.
fight.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, I definitely do still feel like there's different levels to the gay lifestyle or just gay people, period. Like, and I wish it didn't have to be that way, but
Yeah, we all do in every society. Johnny.
yeah.
Well, I wanted to hop back on the topic, because I did have a story or an example that I wanted to say. So just going back on the Madonna horror complex. Um, so as I'm telling this story, I'm going to go ahead and put a poll and on side of the Facebook, so you guys can go in there and vote. Let us know, give us your feedback in regards to does this show up inside of your relationship or not. So you guys should be seeing that in a second.
And Regina, you
I'll give
are
that a
right.
second for the
Not
pop
all
up.
straight people don't. You're right. All straight people don't say that word. Okay, let me just get that correct. I didn't say all. I want nobody to think I'm saying everybody, but most people that I've been around here lately or recently I've been hearing that word come out of their mouth, and I don't play.
Yeah. Yeah, but going back to the Madonna horror complex, I just want to see should it if a person wants to be in a relationship with you and it's serious, should it be a secret that you guys are together, or is it okay to be let it known that you're together? Because what if I'm with the person that doesn't fall into the saint role, but I actually do love them and I want to be with them, but I don't want to display my relationship because I know that my family or my friends or the people that I hang around would not approve of it.
Then you don't love them.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
You don't love them. When it
Mm-hmm.
love is about
I
understanding, and
Mm-hmm.
if you can't take on somebody else's shit and be able to buffer that against family or friends, then that's not real love.
Right.
Understood.
Love, I mean, that.
But do you
Mm,
think that people do take into consideration their family and friends' opinions when it comes to finding a
of course.
serious partner?
Oh, of course. And
I
that's
I
kind of
still
when you get
have.
back into, yeah, that's when you get back into the saint and sinner. I've seen people clean up their significant others to take them
Yes.
around the family.
Yes.
You can't wear
Yes.
this. You need to cut your hair. You need to do this. You need to do that. Like I've seen that. So it's
Mhm.
very
Yes.
real. And it's unfortunate that people put so much stock in what other people say instead of just living their lives.
Yes.
Like,
And
going off an
I
example.
do.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Sean. You because mine's a little bit longer.
Okay, I was gonna say going off like an example, like Patrice said, like I had a situation where I was talking to a guy. When most people look at me, yes, I dress urban. I'm outside in the streets and everything like that. I know how to dress up and clean up really well. But the guy I was talking to was really, really, really hood. Okay, pants sagging, Tim's, do rag fitted, turned to the back. Really, really hood. And I wanted to take him around my family because I wanted him to meet my mom and stuff at the time because, we was talking and doing our little like this or whatever at the minute. So, but at the same time, I felt like they were going to be judgmental because they were the saints and they were the ones that was in church and all that type of stuff. So I was like, okay, wait, they're not going to want me to be with him. They're going to talk junk about him if I bring him around like this. Like, so I I went left with that. I didn't bring him around because I didn't want him to change authentic, like not be authentic to who he was, but to try to
right.
please my family when he's really just talking to me.
But were you embarrassed to take him around?
I was not embarrassed to take him around. I was more so just concerned at the fact of just I didn't want to deal with their mouth. Like I just knew my retaliation and what I would have said if they would have said something about the way he was dressed. I would have started
Okay.
reading them. Like,
Okay. Okay.
we talking about
I
being in
got
church and stuff, and y'all still wearing jeans and all this type of stuff. So let's not.
you. You're so silly. So yours wasn't so much as a Madonna horror complex. It's just looking at how your friend would be received by your family. You still looked at him the same,
You're
but you
right.
were worried about his reception with other people.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay.
My thing, yeah.
John,
Go ahead, Johnny.
kick this story off, bruh.
Okay. So one of the questions that Patrice asked earlier or we may not have actually asked it, and I actually spelled complex wrong in my poll. So I apologize for y'all that see that poll and see that word is spelled wrong. Again, I apologize. But that question is, have you experienced the Madonna horror complex in your own relationship? And I wanted to give a good example of something that I didn't even know existed until this conversation was posed. I have been in an open relationship for 3 years, and one of the things that I noticed was that my partner, well, first of all, my partner has done video, has done film, and my partner has also been an exotic dancer. Um, so one of the things that was important for me is for us to be authentic with each other and have ongoing communication. Um, and the other stuff, as far as having sex with other people and things like that, that wasn't a problem. Have not been a problem for me as long as the communication always stayed key. What I noticed though was when I go back and watch the films and things like that, or see some of the people and things like that, what I've noticed is that our sex life was completely different, things like that. And not saying that I am a prude or what's that word, Patrice?
Rude.
Prude. And that's I'm a prude because I like to get down and dirty and freaky as well. But I don't think that he understood that, or he didn't want to challenge that, or he didn't want to go that route with me, because him himself had put me on that pedestal. He kind of met me in a position to where I was kind of growing and presenting myself in a different light. That's what he fell in love with, and that's what he saw. So I don't think that him in his mind, he wanted to tarnish that image of me. So I appreciated, on one hand, I appreciated that so much, and I loved him for that. On the other hand, I want you to do the same shit that you did to me. I want you to do the same shit that you did to me
Yes.
in that bitch in that film. Fuck that.
Exactly. Period.
And whatever. Just being honest. But
hello.
but what I'm saying though, and also, so there were certain things that no, we weren't doing in our relationship that I saw that he was doing, and there were, and just the things that and how he interacted with me was different. And I struggled with myself to kind of figure out, was that a bad thing because he respected me, or was it a thing to where he's just not giving me a chance to prove that I can be as much of a whore, and I'm using whore in a good term, as he is with him. We can whore together. We can whore on each other, and things like that. And I had to look at myself and make sure that I was creating the opportunity for him to feel okay to do that with me, right? So it's not just him, it's not just, him communicating or things like that, but also, I have to look at myself and say to myself, I walk around here and I may not give him that platform or make him feel comfortable to do that. So that's something I have to look into myself before I start blaming him. Why didn't you do this with me? Or why you didn't do this with me? Well, Johnny, take that chip off your shoulder first and make it okay for him to do that to you. Make it okay for him to want to ask you that question or talk to you about that. So I do think it is a catch-22. I do think that the pedestal was put there before I was given the opportunity to kind of show him that light. So that kind of already put that wall up. But that was something. Go ahead.
I don't think that was something that you should take on as being your issue to address, because that's not your issue. Granted, yeah, you can, once you see that is an issue, you can try to talk to the person and communication with them, but I don't think you should necessarily take on the role of blame or what do I need to do different, because you didn't need to do anything different when you met him. You know what I'm saying? If you were doing all that stuff in the beginning, and then now after you in a relationship and motherfucker them fell in love, now they want to switch it up. I don't want to do that. I feel like I'm disrespecting you. I'm gonna call you a bitch. Fuck that. my hair, slap my ass, get some get pop.
Period.
Right.
Period.
But I want to go over the polls for a second before we continue on. So some of the polls I'm gonna show them, and like I said, I misspelled the word complex. So if y'all see that poll, I apologize. But some of the polls was saying that 38% says that yes, they do see the Madonna horror complex inside of their own relationship. 38% said no, and 26% said that they was unsure.
So it's about half and half.
Yeah.
Right, it's about half and half. Mm-hmm.
So my next question is, do you think that this is something that affects relationships negatively? Do you think that with somebody having that dichotomy in their relationship, does it put a strain on the relationship, or does it not put a strain on the relationship? Because you will have some people that are like, I'm not doing that shit. We can go fuck who we want to.
Like in a way, it probably is a negative. I mean, a negative way, only because when people come in with expectations, that expectations will probably definitely ruin that whole situation. Especially if there's no open communication about it. But like you said, people do just automatically come in thinking that, okay, like this is what it is. Like,
I think it puts a negative strain on the other person to try to be this person. Because what if I'm not the saint, but I'm a sinner, but you want me to be a saint, so now I'm suppressing myself for you, for this relationship. Like, I'm putting this pressure to always be on, always look presentable, always be this nice, calm, submissive person. But deep down, I'm this non-submissive whore. Like, what do you? I can't.
Yeah, I think that I do agree with Bryce. I do think that in the very beginning, you have to establish what you want in a relationship, and that kind of help and be honest. And when I'm not just saying that cookie cutter conversation, but like really, really going deep into what you want sexually, freaks. Like, what do you want? It was to being able to articulate that to each other. Huh?
I said that we will have an episode on kinks and fetishes.
Yes, but being able to articulate all of that stuff to your partner before y'all even take that step to even call each other partners or be in a relationship. You know, finding out what you guys like and see if you guys are compatible. Because sometimes you may not just be compatible with that person sexually. Compatible.
Do you guys,
and it is a thing.
Remember that interaction with Aisha Curry where she says women throw herself on her husband all the time, and she wants to have that same attention. She doesn't want to cheat on her husband, but she still wants to know that she still got it in the bag, and she feels like she don't have it in the bag. She says she feels like she's a boring and not sexy, and she still wants to feel sexy and wants to feel like she can still have any man she wants, even though she loves her husband.
It's called an insecure motherfucker.
Option. You have an option to hit the door.
If you need a fan club to make you feel good and to feel sexy about yourself, then your self-confidence is fucked up. And you need to handle that within yourself.
I 100% disagree with that. Because here's the thing. I understand what she was saying. I understand that for you to be out with a person that is getting all, like, for instance, I'm gonna be very candid with you guys in regards to my own relationship. There are times where I have been out with Greg out of town. There are times where I've been out with Greg and in different predicaments, and because of the platform that he's on and things that he does, a lot of people know him. A lot of people come up to him, touching his ass, want to touch his butt, want to touch his chest, you know, and actually want to do these things. And here's my be, and not saying that I want that same attention. And again, I'm not a jealous spouse. It's very hard to make me jealous. It's extremely hard to make me jealous. So not that stuff bothers me, but I think what she was trying to articulate, and what she was saying was, he's getting all that attention 24/7, all the time, every time. And I'm his and I'm his boyfriend, or in her case, I'm his girlfriend or his wife. And he's in that light all the time, every single time. When a person see me, I'm not Aisha. I'm Mr. Curry's husband. I mean, wife. When the person see me outside of Greg, I'm not. You get me? Okay. I'm not just Johnny. I'm Johnny. I'm Greg's boyfriend. That's Greg's boyfriend. And so I'm
Every
not getting.
relationship is like that.
So, eh.
Every relationship is like that. If when you meet people's family before they know your name, you so and so's girlfriend or you so and so's boyfriend. And
yeah,
just
but
like you said you don't want that kind of attention that he gets. She said she wanted that attention that Steph Curry gets. She specifically said,
she did.
I want that attention.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that it's wrong for her not to, because like I said, her boyfriend or her husband is getting that all the time, 24/7. And again, she has that. What'd you say?
That means that's a competition. Who can get the most? I mean, that I don't understand. Never mind.
No,
I
see what you're saying.
Good intentions. That's what I've learned. I've always.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, and I see what you're saying, Patrice and Sean. I see what you're saying, but I just think that if my partner, my spouse, is around that all the time, he's getting that all the time. It's more than just about family. It's when I'm out, we're out in the club, and people are approaching him, and I'm sitting there beside him, not receiving anything at all. Or if I'm by myself, because I'm by myself at a club, right? But people know that I'm Greg's boyfriend or I'm Mr. Curry's wife. They're not going to approach me because I'm somebody on me already. He doesn't have that same thing.
But no. They don't have if who you date and who you marry, you are a split image of them. So when they see Steph Curry, they already know. Okay, yeah, he's with Aisha, this, that, and the third, whatever the case may be. They still, the attention that she wants her own individual attention. I feel like, because technically you still get it with the man that you with. Everybody know you with him. Everybody associates you with that man.
And if that person is going home to you every night, what the fuck you mad about?
You got the you with the attention. You with it.
You got the attention.
I just want to know.
You want to get the attention from.
She don't want to be Steph Curry's wife. She wants to be Aisha Curry, the sexy, attractive homemaker.
I just want to know that here's the thing. I know I'm married. I know I'm with somebody, but I want to know when I step out to the club that I still got it. Period. I want to know that I still got it. I want to know that
that's when you step through like you own it then.
And that's what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying,
but making them picture poses that you'll be making and call it Christmas. It still comes back to self-confidence and self-love. It does.
Yeah, I mean, I can see
what you're saying, and I get it because my husband is that way. Because I know so many people, when we go out, they'll be like, "Oh, you Patrice's husband," and he'll be over it.
Right.
Over.
Right.
And just like when I go places with him and his little circle, I'm Gree's girlfriend or Gree's wife.
Right.
So, yes, Byron, baby, you still got it. Just like Johnny still got it.
But that was I think that was a good thing because I see what you're saying because of self-confidence, things like that. But I think I still wanted to get what she was saying because I think that I have at one point in time I actually thought about that. I've been to Atlanta with Greg and I've had that feeling like, damn, he like everybody coming to approach him, things like that. Not that again, and it's not the fact that I don't think that I really wanted it because if I wasn't with him, it wouldn't have mattered to me anyway. But I think that because he was getting it in front of me, I think that, and I wasn't getting anything. It kind of played that on my psyche. I think that's what I was trying to see it as. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can see how that could give you a level of insecurity, or anybody a level of insecurity, especially if you already know that background. And that comes back down to this Madonna whore situation about what do you want that against you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That makes you feel like, okay, I got this person that's already got this memo or MO, and they know him as this. So when we go out, it's gonna be this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can see how that can fuck with you. We're
Yeah.
talking about sex, Travis. What you doing?
We missed you.
So do you think we break the complex by accepting someone's sexual past, or do you think we break the complex by allowing women to be sexual beings in their own right?
Let them be sexual beings in their own rights.
I
Like,
think that it's both. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? We are we're approaching a new era in our society. Even though I personally do not care for the destruction of rap and my culture with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, I cannot hate on them for expressing their sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
I will always champion any woman who is not afraid to talk about sex, her body, what they like, what they don't like, because most women won't. You know what I'm saying? And that is how this came to be. You have to realize that women are supposed to be these holy creatures, and you're a vessel for the children. You know, and it's
Right.
stupid.
Right.
Even I mean, even in other relationships, I've seen in my nephew's relationships, there might be two of them, and one of them might be the person that is so-called from a good family, and the other person might be from a weird family. And
Mm-hmm.
then it becomes the person from the good family is too good to go through this, that, and the third. So I'm about to go out here in these streets and get it popping.
Mm-hmm. Bust it down for the one too.
And then you come back home, and when you do engage with your partner, now you're putting their life at jeopardy or their health at jeopardy, because we don't know what the fuck you've been hitting or how
Mm-hmm.
you was hitting.
And who was hitting you?
Handler, handler.
This thing. Shoot.
I love you too, Travis. But
It just blows
and I
me. I think
think
that
that. Oh, go ahead.
it just blows me that it's a stigma with. I think a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of stigmatizing when it comes to just women. Period, of how they're
Oh,
supposed
God,
to be, how they're supposed to act, how they're supposed to look, and how they're supposed to talk and sit up and do this, and they're supposed to wash and clean and do. I for some reason I just don't. That mentality doesn't work with me. Like I just don't feel like that's just the correct way of thinking. Like.
and it's slowly falling off. You know what I'm saying? I think that my generation really did a lot to start changing that behavior and moving forward. You see more women out of my generation having professional jobs working out of working out of the household. And as we've gone forward, you see less people getting married. You know what I'm saying? Because people having children later, because they are focusing on their lives, their professional careers, and not
Getting
so
their
much
own
being
money.
honed in on, like when I was
Uh,
in college, I told you, I went to college with people, they didn't give a fuck about the degree. They there to find a husband.
oh wow.
Fuck your degree. And
Yeah.
so I think that now that people are getting out of that, I think that I think there's still some on both sides though, because I think that a lot of people, now that you're have your job and you have your career, now it's a different kind of stereotype. Now it's a I'm a professional woman and I have this money.
But now that woman is considered to be a bitch because of the fact of how she's so cocky when she got money and she doing her own thing to a man. Then he's gonna feel like, oh, okay, like you okay, well, go ahead then, do your thing. Like she don't need you for
Yep.
nothing at that point. Like she got her own stuff. So the only thing they're supposed to like just to love, care, provide in any way that you can for that woman or for
But
that
there's
man.
still women who will have their own and they will still suppress themselves to keep their significant other. Like I was saying in our last talk, black women are surpassing black men financially, but they're still coming home and clean the house and care the kids. They're the breadwinners, but they're still being submissive to
Doing
their
everything.
partner.
Everything.
Right.
Cooking, cleaning, getting the kids ready for
And that's a
school.
social stereotype still again. You know, once the you if you guys ever seen the movie Baby Boy,
Yes.
that's
Huh?
a real thing.
Jody!
That's a real thing.
Baby boy.
I hate you, Jody.
I love that
That is
movie.
some real shit. People out here, you know, son spoiled rotten. Mama did everything for him all their life. They don't know how to lead a household, but they've been told all their life that they're supposed to be leading.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Oh, girl.
Agreed.
So if you wanted to change society's views or change your relationship views on this, how would you do it?
I don't know what more way of kind of like beat people's head in and kind of just let them understand the meaning of being open-minded and being understanding. But I don't know. That's a hard question. I'm trying to think because I'm just saying like, what way could you like? You can't force it on someone.
No,
You
yeah.
know.
I think at the end of the day, everybody should continue to be who they are as a person and not expect and find somebody that will love you for who you are as a person and don't seek validation in your relationship or don't seek validation in your partner. You can have a partnership in a relationship, but that shouldn't validate who you are as a person, and you shouldn't have to suppress yourself in order to please that person. Now, there are things that you will have to change to keep a healthy relationship, but if you're the one in a relationship that's always constantly changing yourself, and they're the ones that's remain the same, there's a problem.
True.
Agreed.
I think something happened to Patrice's phone.
Yeah, like it may have frozen Patrice.
Oh.
I'm gonna take her off so she figured it out.
Okay.
But I 100% agree with that. Like she may have fixed it. Hold on.
And she's back, just like that.
No, her phone kicked out.
Oh.
But no, I do think that 100% agree. I do think that Baby Boy was a good example of how he wanted her to be completely faithful to him while he was able to go out and continue to do exactly what he wanted to do. Patrice's wait, she'll log back in a second. But oh my god, everything looks so clear and good. But but I do think that this topic was a very good topic. I think for me, it hit home because once I had a conversation with Patrice about what this exactly was, I was able to apply it in my own life, in my own relationship, and see like how that has been something that we kind of experienced. Again, I'm on the fence on whether or not that was a negative or positive thing. I'm still on the fence about that, but I know I experienced it. And I just didn't have words to kind of put with what I was experiencing. One of the things that we didn't talk about that was on today's subject was yearning for love and cruising for sex. And it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about today. What they look like is a person that is consistently saying that they want to be in a relationship or out looking for a relationship. They may even find a relationship, but they are still looking for sexual pleasures from others. And I don't think that depending on how you handle the situation in yourself, I don't think that that is a problem because like I said, I believe in an open relationship. What you say?
You got it.
I do believe in open, honest communication. I do believe in poly relationships. And so with that being said, I think this can work. This mindset, this topic can work. Yawning for love and cruising for sex could work if the communication is there. What do you guys think about that?
So I'm speaking from experience. I'm one of those ones that's always posting and talking about being single and I want to be in a relationship. Now I will retract that I'm not out here just sexually doing any and everything with everybody. I'm very reserved and I'm very picky about who I choose to have sex with. But at the same time, yes, I do yearn to be cared and loved for. I want to be in a relationship, but I think my thing is more so just it's not even communication on my end. It's more so just the fact of people. Like it's just the games, the inconsistency in the games that I'm just trying to figure people out now. Like you say one thing, then you do the complete opposite. So it kind of makes me retract and pull myself back from the situation, and then I'll go. It's almost like, in a sense, I get bored with that, and then I go find someone else or something else to entertain that may be making me happy. Because if it's not making me happy, I don't want to entertain it. So
right.
I don't know, like, it's just, I get cursed out though. Everybody be on my Facebook getting mad at me, talking about me, posting about being single and why you posting this? You look thirsty and you making yourself look crazy and desperate because you're looking for love and it's gonna come to you one day. And it literally drives me insane. Like, it literally drives me completely up the wall. Like, I don't get it. So,
I don't go looking for love. I'm a true believer that love will find you, and what's meant for you will be for you. I really feel like the more you focus on yourself, the more that you attract to yourself. Because when you invest in yourself, then people would see that investment. Um, it would be nice to have a partnership and do have somebody that is consistent and that you can have as your own. But also, it's most important to also realize that a relationship is a want, it's not a need, and then you need to find contentment within yourself. And there's nothing wrong with being content within yourself, because if you start looking at a relationship as a need and not a want, you'll start putting up with things that you shouldn't have to.
that is true.
Back in.
Push through, boo. Push through. We was waiting on you.
Hi.
I had some technical difficulties.
Welcome back.
Patrice, can you hone in on the yawning for love, cruising for sex topic?
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh. Bust it down, boo.
I can't hear none of y'all.
Oh.
She can't hear us.
Well, we can hear you.
Yeah. we can hear you.
Put it in the chat.
I got you and I got you. I just can't hear Johnny.
Ask her to hone in on that question. Yawning for love, cruising for sex.
Basically, he wants you to comment on the topic right here: yearning for love and cruising for sex. Can she hear me? Sorry, y'all. We have some technical issues right now. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. We have some issues with Patrice's phone. We're sorry. We have some issues with her phone.
Yeah. Well, and we're actually on our hour anyway. So
Yay.
I do want to go back over some things. I was enjoying this conversation. Well, I think it was a good topic. We're also, there are going to be times where, hold on. You good, Patrice, yet? Still not good? Okay. All right, girl. We'll take you off again. Oh, Lord, that is funny.
It don't want to work right, y'all. It don't want to do right. But go ahead.
It does not. Okay. So I'm just gonna wrap it up today. Before we wrap it up, I wanted to go over the AIDS walk. Our AIDS walk is going to be virtually. Can you guys see that? The positive impact is a virtual walk. You guys will be able to walk inside of your neighborhood. How you are able to support.
I was like, what's wrong with it?
You can support this way. How to support AIDS Walk Charlotte without spending money. Share their posts. Share all of our posts that we post up. Like our posts that you post up. Tag a friend. Write a comment. Give shout outs. Leave a review. Those are different ways that you guys can kind of still be involved in helping us raise money and helping and supporting Rain. Sharing, commenting, tagging, commenting with pictures, commenting with videos. Give us a live review walking. Yes.
I wanted to throw something out there. I know I am a part of the ballroom scene. If you are in a house and you are in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you want your house to contribute towards the AIDS walk, definitely inbox me. I know my house is getting ready to donate the House of Chanel. So if any other houses are in Charlotte and want to donate towards the AIDS walk, please inbox me and let me know, and I can give you details on how to do so, okay?
Thank you. And well, hopefully we're going to be having individuals, house mothers, house fathers on our live on this forum once upon a time one day. we can open that dialogue and that conversation. I would love to see that. So again, I just wanted to go over that. I also wanted to show you a I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. My computer acting really, really slow. So this is one of the flyers from the AIDS Walk. Can y'all see that flyer?
Join the virtual focus group, right?
Join the virtual focus group AIDS Walk. So if you guys can see that, that is a flyer that you guys will be looking at. One of the many that we have. What we're looking for, the conversation that we're going to have. About 7 people. 7 is the minimum. We're looking to get a lot more than that. So those are the flyers that you guys will be showing, or that you guys would see when we when we start posting these flyers to get people involved. If you have any questions, again, you can hit anybody up, Bryce, Sean, or myself, or Patrice. With that being said, we're going to wrap everything up.
Bye.
Our exit. So talk about. My name is Johnny. I am one of the retention specialists here at Rain. I get people back into care. That is Bryce.
I'm gonna say my legendary. Y'all already know. I'm Sean, the PRE specialist. I'm here at Rain and Crew. If you need some condoms and lube for free, hit me up. I drop them off. And my girl Patrice, we got some Plan B for y'all women if y'all need some.
Hello.
So, is that it?
All right, thank you, Sean. All right, y'all have a nice one. Thank you for tuning in to us. We appreciate it.
Bye.